But you know, what you're talking about siblings, and it reminds me of kind of a pretty hilarious and kind of creepy, not crazy creepy story. I went to Miami like in 1995 to make this movie called Kickboxing Academy with Stephen Bauer and a bunch of
Rocky
kids.
Echeverria.
Rocky Echeverria, yeah. And but mostly it was cast locally, right? With a bunch of kids. It was a kids kickboxing. It was like kind of a Karate Kid type of whatever. You know, everyone was making these martial art movies. And I'm down there, we're doing some casting, and this woman, this local talent manager says, I have the two leads of your movie. And like every manager, every good manager calls and says they've got the right. Anyway, so I met with all these people and we're casting the movie, and I met, and another one that I instantly knew was a huge star. The movie stars Chyler Leigh. Chyler Leigh came in, and she's become a huge star from ER and everything else. I mean, she's a major star. It's another one who just lit up, and I think she was like 14 or 15 in Kickboxing Academy. Chyler Leigh, Leigh. And then we're casting, there was two kind of guys opposite her, you know, the soon-to-be ex-boyfriend and then the hero boyfriend who wins the fight at the end. And this kid comes in who's really a good-looking, charismatic kid and is really good at the martial arts. And his name is Christopher Khayman Leigh, L-E-E. Christopher Khayman, he said, well, my full name is Christopher Khayman Leigh, L-E-E. And you know me as an old movie buff, I'm thinking, well, you know, kind of like that in Christopher Lee, major star, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and this kid's really, really cool. And I called up the manager, the woman. I said, you know, you're right. You have brought me the two leads to this film, and it was a very low budget film. We were shooting it in 15 days on film with one camera. You know, hard to do those things. I don't know how the heck we did all that stuff and tons of coverage, but anyway, we hire them. And like day 3 of shooting, and they're romantic in the movie. I don't know, do we have a clip from Kickboxing Academy? You know, there's a trailer for Kickboxing Academy online. There's a pretty good trailer for Kickboxing Academy online somewhere. We should bring that up in a minute. Anyway, we're on like day 3, and at first I found out that the manager is Chyler Leigh's mother.
In the spirit of the Mighty Ducks and the Three Ninjas, Kickboxing Academy.
I'm not so sure about this kickboxing thing anyway.
I may have to teach you some of my secret moves.
Starring Donna Barnes and Stephen Bauer. With Tony Pacheco and introducing Chyler Leigh. This summer, the kids at the Kickboxing Academy will learn about life, about friendship, about themselves, and that sometimes the only choice is to fight. Hajime! Kickboxing Academy.
Kickboxing rocks.
Anyway, so I find out she is not only Chyler Leigh's mother, she is also Christopher Khayman Leigh, L-E-E's mother. They are full brother and sister.
Wow.
And the spelling of the name is a total, like, let's fool the producer or director. And now I'm like, oh, holy crap. Now, and I said, we're like 7 days in of a 15-day movie, you know? And they kiss at the end of the movie, and they did it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm in the South, so it's okay. Like, I didn't know, what do you do? And so now there's some very righteous and truthful trolling about this whole deal. Like,
wow, that's beautiful.
If you search YouTube, they're like, Chyler Leigh kissing her brother, you know, and all that. But I mean, at that point, what do? You don't
keep going, man. You gotta keep going.
You can't start over, right? You can't start over.
So if he were to marry...
nepotism, you know, you used to tell me that when David would get a movie, like they take Keith, and you get Bobby as a
No, you
bonus
want David, you'll take Keith, you get Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want David, you'll take Keith, you get Bobby. This was one where, like, it was kind of a different kind of nepotism story, if you know what I mean.
Well, if they got married, would they still be brother and sister?
I guess it depends what state you live in. But
Okay.
Chyler, but they were both great to work with. And then, like, once I knew, they both kind of blushed, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna project all of my vitriol towards your mother.
I can't wait to see this movie.
Oh, look, it is what it is. It streams everywhere. It does what it's supposed to do. The great news is, as you know, my son Raphael's in school in Miami now, and we spend a lot of time out there now. And I was always like, it's one of those things, kind of like Party Nerds and Virgin High. For a long time, I was making all these thrillers. I made the Western we did. I'm making all these movies of the week, and I'm kind of like, this stuff, it doesn't matter. It was just some junk I did. So I kind of, downplay it and say it's crap, but it's not. Because I watched Kickboxing Academy with my son, who's 18, and he was just rolling on the floor laughing at all the dumb jokes. And so that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
It's entertainment.